Yo, welcome to my new video. Let's see if I can survive 100 days in a zombie apocalypse in a city I just spawned in. Going inside of the houses nearby, I found a chest with a stone sword and some steak. This would be my starter loot that would help me survive in the zombie apocalypse. And I also decided to scavenge for loot instead of going mining because I think that would actually give me a possibility of finding some really cool stuff in the beginning. After a few more houses, I came across a chest with a flashlight and some bread. The flashlight would be very useful at nighttime because it would allow me to see where I am going. It was already nighttime and I only had a stone sword and the zombies were approaching me from every direction. I didn't have a bed, so my only choice would be to run around like a crazy madman and try to find a bed when it was nighttime. But who would've knew, it didn't take long for me to find 2 double beds because there are a lot of houses around here and this house was kind of safe, it didn't have any broken windows, so I decided to sleep the night here. And on the next day, I decided to go across the street into a random house which I heard some weird noises coming from when it was nighttime. And inside of it there was a chest with a pistol. My first weapon, I found it and you know what, it was just a pistol. It was nothing spectacular, not a rifle or a shotgun, but I'm not gonna lie, a pistol in a zombie apocalypse is a lot better than nothing, so I gladly took it and decided to go on my way. It was raining, it was dark outside, and I got attacked by a witch. But luckily I had my pistol, so I used it to get rid of her, and there was also a zombie and a hog. They just came out of nowhere, but you know what, I was happy to test out my pistol. And then it was nighttime again, and I decided to sleep in a random bed I just found again in a random house, but it was secure, no windows broken, no zombies hiding in the closets. And yeah, I just decided to sleep the night here. When it was daytime, I decided to loot up more houses, and in one of the chests I found some pistol ammo and fish. You know, the pistol ammo would become useful because I didn't yet go inside of the caves and, you know, find iron and stuff like that to craft the ammo myself. So finding it in the houses was actually really good. As I was shooting more zombies in the city, one of the zombies dropped some maggots on the floor and one got stuck to my face. This was my first time actually experiencing this thing and I didn't know how to get rid of it. It was just a big maggot, a big blue maggot on my face, and I heard that if they stay on your face for a little bit too long, you get infested, and you know, that's a disease you gotta fix. It's really difficult. So yeah, you're just gotta be very careful in the zombie apocalypse. And walking across, I saw a hog in the forest. It was just, I don't know, it didn't see me yet, so I used my pistol and shot at it a few times, but it was so beefy and it took a lot of my pistol ammo. So in the future, I think what I should probably do is just use my sword or something like that to get rid of them, or just not even get rid of them, but run away from them because they are bullet magnets. They have so much health, it's insane. So yeah, if you are in a zombie apocalypse, just be careful with the undead hogs because they are beefy. And then I saw another big horde of zombies. I decided to hide inside of one of the big buildings, and it was a castle, and inside of it I found a chest with a Mag-10 Uzi. It was my first gun that was not a pistol, you know, and it's not a rifle, it's not a shotgun, but you know, an MP5, an SMG type weapon, it's good enough, so I think I will use it. I'm real happy with it, and I will not complain by getting these guns, because these guns are better than nothing. It's better than a sword. And still inside of the same house, I came across a chest with an iron chest piece inside of some cobweb. You know, I didn't have any more armor yet equipped, so this was my first armor piece. I equipped it, and it actually gave me protection to fight off the zombies a lot easier, because currently I have a disease. I'm infected. As you can see, my hearts are green. That means I'm infested. That's because of the maggots, and I need to find a cure or like vitamins or something to cure me, because this thing, it's, you know, it's not good. So the iron chest piece will keep me a lot more safer now. And it was time to hit the bed again because it was nighttime, and you know what, I found an Uzi, I found some armor. It was a good day and I'm a lot more prepared to fight off the zombies now. So this day was spent really well, but I also got sick, so there's that. But you know, you can't win it all. Let's hope the next day is a little bit better. And the next day was actually going along pretty great because I found a transport, a vehicle. It was just a quad bike. And guess what? It didn't have any fuel in it, so it was practically useless. But you know, I found a vehicle. It's rare to find even a vehicle in these times, in these tough zombie times. So all I gotta do now is just get some fuel and we can get this baby running. Leading up again, I found a chest with a magazine for my Uzi, so I could finally fire the Uzi. I mean, I had a pistol with some ammo, but you know, a pistol is a pistol, an Uzi, it's different. And since I got the mag, I can actually use it against the zombies. And you know, I still gotta find some fuel for the vehicle, but I think this will be for the next day because it is nighttime. And I wanted to test out the Uzi on some zombies nearby, but as you know, when you need zombies, you don't see them, and when you don't need zombies, there is a big horde and even a blood moon coming out. So you know, it's just how the zombie apocalypse works. But I didn't let that stereotype bring me down, and I found a small patch of zombies in a random parking lot and decided to use my Uzi to test them out, and I even killed a witch. But yeah, it was a good Uzi. It fired a lot of ammo. I think ammo will be a problem, so I'm gonna keep on scavenging the houses, trying to loot up more ammo, so I wouldn't have to use the sword. And you know what I'm doing right here? I just found 2 more beds, and I think I'm becoming a bad critic. I'm hopping around all these random houses, just sleeping in random people's beds, and I'm getting some pretty good experience actually. This bed is pretty good. It has some bookshelves beside it, and you know, I'm not gonna ramble on, but the day was spent good. I got a weapon, I found a vehicle, I need some fuel still, but you know what? When I get some fuel, we can actually go around and explore the city a lot more. So the next day I did just that, and I spent it by exploring random new parts of the city, new houses I wasn't in before, and looting through the chests to find some fuel for the motorcycle. And luckily I found some fuel, I mean a canister, not a fuel, but not a fuel pump, no fuel, just a canister. A little canister of fuel in one of the random chests. And you know, it's good enough to take me to point A. It's not point B or point C material, but I'll take it, and I made my way back to the motorcycle. Here is a step-by-step guide on how to refill the quad bike in a zombie apocalypse. You see that you take your canister and you aim it at the black dot on the top of the quad bike. Then you get on and you can drive. And yep, I'm really happy with it. You know, it's really fast. It was really fast. It allowed me to get to my next destination really quickly, and the zombies would not be a problem anymore since, you know, I got transport. I can run away from a big horde if one appears out of nowhere. And also having a quad bike actually allows me to go and find a good location for the base. And here is my base in progress. As you can see, I made some really good progress off cam. I built a big fence that will stop the zombies from coming in because they kept bugging me while I was building my, you know, my base. But I also made the foundation in cobblestone, and the floor is wooden planks. So yeah, it's nothing too fancy, but I'm thinking of a more modern and open design with the windows. As you can see, in the end it turned out pretty good, so I think it was a correct decision going with this new design. I'm not a good builder, so you know, just testing out whatever I can is always a good experience. Oh, and by the way, this place is infested with witches. I can't get rid of them. I don't know what happened, but yeah, this is a normal day now. Since it was nighttime, I went inside of the city, inside of one of the random houses to sleep because, yep, my house didn't have any windows, didn't have any ceiling to stop me from getting attacked by the witches. But yeah, it's nighttime. Let's hope tomorrow I can find some good loot for the base, like some interior furniture. But you know, I'm not keeping my fingers crossed because I think, look at that. You see beside the base, those are anvils. Anvils with grass on top of them. If this is the interior design I am looking at, I don't want it. I don't want that. You may be wondering why it's nighttime again. That's because I actually spent the whole day running around, looting random chests, random houses, trying to find something good for the base. And I didn't find anything, you know, that spectacular, but I did find a golden helmet. And you know, I don't have the full armor pieces ready, so it's good protection. It's good protection, but right now I need to get back to the base. Just running about, looting random houses. I found a chest with some golden boots inside, and I equipped them. It was really unfortunate actually finding loot like this, because I spent so much time just running around random houses, just trying to get anything I can find, and I just couldn't find anything. These houses, I don't know, they were probably already looted by other people or something, and after a while of running, I decided to hit the bed. I just found a random bed in some random room. It was actually a double bed, and I decided to sleep the night off because it was already night time. I spent the whole day just running around randomly trying to loot up. Let's hope tomorrow I will get some more luck. And I just finished my house. There it is. I got the windows planted in and also the door, and I finished off with the rooftop. As you can see, there were witches just flying about. I really needed to get that rooftop done ASAP, so now they cannot really get me while I sleep in my base. I also went with a more modern and sleek design of the house. I think it turned out really good. I also had to spend a lot of cobblestone, but and you know, smelt the sand. But yeah, overall, I think I'm really happy with the house. I ate one piece of the cooked rabbit. I had only one piece left on me, and went inside some random house which had a chest with an iron sword and some torches inside. I had a dumb stone sword which was already nearly broken, so this was a pretty good upgrade for me, and I could battle off the zombies a lot easier now. But I also thought about then going outside, and undead hog actually just ran at me from nowhere, and I nearly died, so I really had to make a run for it. And then I found a random bed in some house. I just decided to sleep the night here because I was pretty much far away from my base, and it would be a long trek back there. Also with the zombies being a lot faster at night time and stuff. So yeah, and this was also a new area which I didn't loot yet, so I think tomorrow would be a good day for looting and seeing if I can find anything good. The next day, getting back to the base, I finished planting some tools like a crafting bench and also a bed. This time I could actually sleep inside of my own home for the first time actually, but in reality I think the zombies would be a little bit too loud, so I will probably have to do something about that, like dig out a lava pit or probably make a deep bunker inside of the base that will go deep underground and allow me to sleep underground without the zombies really bugging me. And I also had some witch just attacking my house randomly. So yeah, I don't know why this area is a witch magnet, but for some reason it is. Using my quad bike, I arrived at the next destination and looted up some random chests, finding a scope and also a magazine for my Uzi. So yep, my gun now had a scope, which was pretty cool. And yeah, you know what an Uzi and a quad bike means. Means I'm a cool guy. But yep, just decided to show you that this moment was pretty lucky. Found a good scope for my gun. Nighttime came out of nowhere, and I decided to test out my scope. And you know what, it increased the accuracy of my gun by a significant margin. I could shoot the zombies a lot easier now and bring them down. So I think in the future, when I get a new gun, I will definitely check if I can find a scope for it ASAP, because that means I can actually hit my targets a lot better and also work in the distance a lot easier as well, because the zombies will not be able to get to me that easily. But finding a random bed when nighttime hit was actually a really good lucky position, because I decided that the zombies, they were getting a little bit too strong. So the next day I would find some armor and also probably a better weapon to combat the zombies, because yeah, there were starting to be too many of them and they were a little bit too strong. They had a lot more health than usual, so we just had to be real careful. And then back at the base, I decided to expand it by building the actual basement I was talking about. It's not a tunnel, a bunker, but a basement, you know, it's good enough. And it will be like my storage chest room where I keep a lot of chests with a lot of loot, because in the zombie apocalypse, I think you have to really hoard everything and stash everything you can find, because it will be useful at some point. You just gotta find it, you gotta store it. Because in the zombie apocalypse, you don't get new stuff being made by other people. They're all zombies. And as you can see, I also have the witch problem. It didn't disappear. I think that's because I have a lot of windows and they just, I don't know, they go through them or something. But bringing the witch down, it's not a problem anymore since my armor is pretty good. But yeah, I'll have to work on that. Going inside some random building, I came across a chest which had a new gun for me. It was definitely an upgrade from my old Uzi, and it was a good rifle with actually some ammo. So yeah, it was a pretty lucky find. I think the zombies will be a lot easier to deal with now since I got this new rifle. So I'm gonna stash the Uzi probably in my storage compartment back at the base and run around with this new rifle because it is looking pretty good. Using my flashlight when it was nighttime again, I decided to go into this random house, and inside of it I found a chest with 2 leashes and also some gold. I don't need the leashes, although I could probably find 2 wolves. I have a mod installed that allows me to actually have a sledge, and if I attach 2 wolves to it, they can like pull me, but I do have a motorbike, so I don't really need a car like this. I actually have a car already. But I could also use the gold to craft some armor because I am missing a few pieces. So yeah, it was nighttime, so it was probably time to get back to the base. Back at the base, I went into the storage compartment and put the 2 leashes inside of the chest. I then crafted a golden sword from the 5 golden ingots I found back at some random house because I only had 1 iron sword, and having 2 swords is always better than 1. Also, if I lose my iron sword or, you know, run out of ammo for my guns, I can always use the backup swords. So in a zombie apocalypse, just a small tip, always have a lot of weapons, a lot of tools to help you fight off the zombies because you never know what may happen. And as you can see, I'm also geared out in full gold, so yeah, I'm looking pretty fly. But it was time to hit the sack. In my master bedroom, as you can see, I placed some white wool on the floor. It's like a little carpet. I think it turned out pretty good, but it was a really busy day. We found some new gear, we crafted a new sword, also covered more land, so now I know more land that is around my base, and I can actually maneuver around it to fight off the zombies whenever I need to. So yeah, this was a day well spent. And in another random house, you won't believe what I found, but I found more gold. And I decided to craft myself some golden pants because that was the last missing piece of armor I needed. And yes, I do have an iron chest piece, but I think iron is better. I'm just not that lucky finding it, and I don't really want to go down underground and craft it myself because I think that would be boring. You know, scavenging the houses of the civilians who turned into zombies is a lot more interesting. It was nighttime already, and I was looking for a house to place the bed in and sleep over the night, but then I found a motorcycle just randomly parked and it had fuel. My quad bike actually ran out of fuel, so that's why I didn't use it to get here or go back. But since I found this just dirt bike randomly with fuel, I decided to not take any chances and go back to the base to store it because it was such a rare find. It was nighttime and the snow was falling. It was a blizzard, and you know, something happened when I was approaching the base. I actually forgot where the entrance to the base was, and it took me a few minutes to actually run around and find it. And there were a lot of zombies around the base for some reasons, but luckily I didn't die. I was damaged. I got to pretty low health, but yep, I survived. And you know what? The next day, for the next time, I actually got to learn the layout of my base a little bit better because I don't want to repeat the same mistake that I did just now. Getting back to the base, I was exhausted from traveling, and all these past few days, they were just really hard. I spent a lot of time, you know, finding gear, finding weapons, and even a bike. So luckily I have a transport now, and I will use it. I can finally use the transport again because fuel is the most rare thing you can find in a zombie apocalypse. Vehicles are scattered everywhere, but a vehicle with fuel is very rare. The next day I was out again, just exploring the random cities, the random suburbs of the cities, and I didn't want to waste any fuel on my bike because the fuel is so rare. So I just went out on foot again, and yep, I just found some ammo for my weapon, which was actually really good. That was a really lucky find because the rifles, they take a lot of ammo, and I had to use the swords, believe it or not. So finding the ammo actually saved me a ton of time from going into the mines and crafting it with iron that I have to mine, I have to smelt and stuff like that. So yeah, just scavenging for random loot and killing zombies. Going inside of my chest room, I decided to stash everything I found today, and yep, I just went back to the bed because it was nighttime, and you know, this life of a zombie apocalypse survivor is pretty boring at times. You just scavenge for stuff, and if you don't find anything good, that means that's the whole day ruined. So yeah, I think I didn't find anything that good except for ammo, which was good, I guess. So I don't know, this was probably an okay-ish day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. And exploring a new part of the city, I came across a bridge with a lot of cobweb. I don't know what it was for, but there were also a lot of zombies, and I spent some ammo shooting them down. But the funny thing happened to me, which is there was a random hole in the bridge, and I just randomly went inside of it. I didn't even see it, and I jumped into the water, so I had to take a swim. And yeah, you just gotta be careful around the zombies because you never know what may happen. You don't really pay attention to where you are going when you're fighting zombies. So just a small life tip, just be careful. But after a long swim, or you know, a wet swim, I went inside some of the houses that were nearby and found a scope for my weapon. And the scope actually was for long range, and I was, you know, the cards were lining up for me when I was wet, finished from swimming, and there a witch came out, and I could use the scope and test it out quickly on the witch, and it was amazing. If you put a long range scope on a rifle, I don't know why or how, but it just feels good. You're firing a really nice rifle, long range, it has good accuracy, good scope, so it was a beautiful upgrade. And coming back to the base, I got into a little bit of trouble at the airport. There was a big horde of zombies coming at me from everywhere, but luckily I had my scope, I had my scoped AK, and the scope worked flawlessly. I really got to use it this time, and I didn't waste a single bullet. My shots were hitting like I was playing CSGO. I don't even know. I was like a global elite, but yeah, you know, a scope is a very integral part of the weapon, it seems, and again, I have this lesson where if I find a weapon, I gotta find a scope for it ASAP because it's just beautiful and it works. I also saw a big shipping container in the city. It was abandoned, you know, it was staying in one place for a long time, and I decided to actually go ahead and loot it up because the shipping containers, they transport everything on this planet. So I was bound to get some good loot from there, and I crafted a little boat and some ladders and went inside of it, and inside were zombies and actually some good loot. But here is a question: what can good loot mean in a zombie apocalypse? Well, can it mean food, armor, weapons? If you said weapons, you are correct. I found a big rifle, and it was amazing. And I don't have any more ammo. I mean, I don't have any ammo for it, so I only have one task now, and it's my mission critical. I need to find ammo for this gun because it does look amazing, and I really want to test it out on some zombies. Running around the container, it was actually filled with loot, so I did manage to find some ammo for the gun, and now I only needed some zombies to test it out. Coming back to the base, I couldn't sleep because there were just too many zombies around my base. I don't know where they were coming from, but I think since the days were increasing, the zombie difficulty was increasing as well, and there were just more zombies around everywhere. But luckily, I got to use and test out my new machine gun, and it worked amazingly. I had one heart left, but it was, you know, a difficult job, and it was raining and it was snowing, but you know, a zombie apocalypse, it's always difficult. You can't really choose how to survive it, but I did manage to battle off that horde. And back at the base, I was, again, safe and secure, but I noticed one flaw. I had weapons, I had a base, I had everything except for armor. I needed armor. I was still wearing gold random pieces and iron chest and iron chest plate, and it's not good enough. How can I be so long into my playthrough and still have such armor? I mean, I did make a rule not to go mining and stuff like that because it's boring, but you know, scavenging is fun, but sometimes you're just not that lucky, so I gotta fix that. So I went back into my storage compartment and took some iron, since my last helmet, it actually broke fighting against the zombies last night. And you know, a chest piece is one thing, but a helmet is another. And you know, helmet, it will stop the zombies from eating my brains. I mean, what else can it do? It will stop the zombies from eating my brains. So yeah, I feel a lot more secure now. Let's hope I can find some better armor next time, but right now it's good enough. And eating my last watermelon, I went into the city, into the very deep parts of the city I wasn't at before. It was dangerous. The zombies, you know, they're not that active at daytime, but they are active at nighttime. And if I become stranded so deep inside of the city, when nighttime hits, I will be a dead man. But luckily, as you can see, I found a netherite armor piece, and you know, I said I need my armor upgraded, and another right armor piece. I think more better loot spawns in when you go deeper into the city. This is nearly the heartland of the city, so I guess netherite armor is now good. It spawns on the surface. You don't have to go mining in like an insane amount in the nether for it. I'm real happy with the find. I'm not gonna question it. As nighttime approached, I made my way back to the base, and since this was my last night here, I just really took in everything and, you know, enjoyed my last moments here, because I did have a lot of weapons, some good armor, and a good vehicle that could run, and it had fuel. And I think it was time to leave the city, because the city has a lot of zombies. All the cities have the zombies, and if I moved somewhere into the mountains, I wouldn't have this zombie problem. So I was finally ready. I was finally ready to leave. And if you want to see what happens when I reach the mountains and how I survived the zombie apocalypse in the mountains, then tune in for my next video, 200 days, because these 100 days are over. I survived 100 days in the zombie apocalypse in a city. I really hope you enjoyed it, because it was a blast playing through this. And yeah, it was just very interesting. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment down below with what I should record next. I always read every comment, and it would also really help me out if you could subscribe to the channel, because I am new and don't have a lot of subs. I'll see you next time.